Mamma shritya yatantiye.
Mamma shritya yatantiye.
Te Brahma tad vidu kritsnam.
Te Brahma tad dirukritsam.
Adhyatmam karma chakilam.
Adhyatam karma chakilam. Okay. Very good. Okay, reading in English. That verse. Intelligent person who are endeavoring for liberation from an old age and a death take refuge in me. In devotional service, they are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Intelligent person.
Yeah. So we've been reading how previously some people worship the demigods.
Yeah.
And then it was saying that some people worship the impersonal aspect of the Lord, Brahman.
Yeah.
And it was saying all those people, the demigod worshippers and the impersonalists, they're not intelligent. They're not intelligent. Right? So only the intelligent persons, they worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They worship Krishna. Like that. But all other persons that are not intelligent, they worship other things. They worship demigods. They worship the energy, the Brahman energy, like that.
What about if somebody is worshipping the great devotee of Krishna? Will they reach to that? Like, for example, Lord Shiva. He was the greatest ever devotee exist on the planet of Krishna. So if you pray to them, you can reach to the Krishna. It's like a das of the das of the das.
It depends how are you relating to Shiva? Are you relating to Shiva as a devotee of Krishna, or are you relating to Shiva as someone that can fulfill your material desires?
Like
And
for
that's
example,
what most.
like Hanumana, like for Lord Rama. If you
Yeah,
follow the
but some
Hanuman, you'll
people.
reach to. It says
Yeah, but
it says
some people's relationship with Hanuman is they worship him to get free from evil spirits and ghosts and bad
yeah.
luck and all these
If
kind of
your
things.
aim is to reach to, because he's a Rama's devotee,
Correct.
sevak, then you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So the
then
main thing is the motivation. What is the
center of attention.
motivation?
Yeah, motivation.
What is the motivation?
The center is
Even
Krishna.
a devotee of Krishna. Are you coming to the devotee of Krishna to give you some material blessing, Ashirvad? Oh, Guruji, Guru Maharaj, can you help me to get a good wife and get money and my business to be successful and everything like that? So will that person get pure love for Krishna? He's come to Guru, he's come to Vaishnava. No, but his motivation is he's not going to get the real benefit.
Yeah.
Not going to get the real benefit.
Yeah.
Like that. So what is the motivation? So and what is intelligent? So that's indicated here also. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death. So that's intelligent. So what does it mean to be intelligent? If you're intelligent, you want to get free from suffering. That's intelligent. If you want to stay in the material world, that's stupid. That's not intelligent. You want to remain in the material world. You want to take birth again. You want to take birth again and come back. Either a lot of people these days, they think that when the body dies, that's it. It's all over.
Yeah.
No.
The
So
thing
they
of
don't even
the
believe
one
in
go.
reincarnation. So that's not intelligent. That's stupid. And then there are those that believe in reincarnation and they want to keep on reincarnating. They want to come back again. They want to take birth in heaven. They want to take birth in a good family and so forth. So that's also not intelligent. Because even if you go to heaven, but there's still birth in heaven, there's still old age in heaven, disease in heaven, death in heaven.
Maybe the life is a bit longer, maybe
a bit
1,000
longer,
years or something.
But the same basic problems. And there's fear of the asuras, the demons are always attacking the swarga like that. So there's so much fear and anxiety there and everything. And there's envy there as well, that Indra is always getting worried that some sage is performing some tapasya and then he'll get qualified to get Indra's position. So then Indra will send some apsaras to make that sage fall down to stop him doing his tapasya. He'll send some apsaras. And often the sage will burn the apsaras to ashes or something like that. So, it will curse them, or Indra will get cursed. You know why Indra has many eyes on his body? Do you know why? Have you seen a picture like that?
No, I don't have any picture of Indra.
He's got many eyes on his body.
Okay.
Because sometimes he gets attracted to other men's wives.
Oh.
He's very lusty. Sometimes he
Is he worse than Ravana?
So he was cursed by a sage to have eyes all over his body.
Okay.
Actually, I think that from memory, the sage cursed him that there'd be genitals all over his body.
Oh, okay.
Genitals. But the Indra fell down at the feet of the sage and said, please, can you reduce this curse a bit? And so he made it eyes instead of genitals. Okay. But still he's got eyes all over his body, So even lust is there. So envy is there, lust is there. The demons are attacking the demigods always. Their fear is there, and death is there. So it doesn't matter where you go. Like we can look at that verse, 8th chapter, text number. It's either 15 or 16. It's probably 16. So just a little bit further ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16.
16.
8, 16.
From the highest planet in the material world down to a lowest, all are places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attained to my abode, O son of Kunti, never take birth again.
So everywhere in the material world, what to speak of this earth, but even up to Brahmaloka, is full of suffering where there's birth and death. The only place where there's no birth and death, that's the spiritual world. There's no old age there, there's no disease. That's why it's called Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha. Kuntha means anxiety, and Vai means without. Vaikuntha. This is Kuntha Loka here. Kuntha Loka means full of planet of anxieties.
It's like if we do go to Krishna Loka, then there will be no birth again.
Correct.
Okay. Unless we are again envied with Krishna, then we may be.
Yeah, but that's highly unlikely. It's possible because free choice is there, but it's highly unlikely. Okay. Because it's said that Prabhupada indicated that Krishna gives us a slight memory that we were in the material world and it was suffering there. So we would never, having done it once, we would never do it again. Yeah. It's like if a child has never touched a hot stove, is there a good chance that he will touch it?
He will, because he never touched it.
Because he never touched it. Yeah. But if he's touched it once, will
then
he ever
more
touch
likely
it a second time?
No. It'd be stupid to do it.
It'd be really stupid to do it. There's a very good chance for the first time, but there's almost no chance for the second time because there'll be a memory there that I did it before and it was really bad. So it's like that. So because there's a slight memory when we go back to the spiritual world that we came to the material world.
But it's the other way around in the higher taste. If you have a slightly taste of it, you want to do it again.
I don't understand. Say again.
The higher taste, it's the other way around. If you have a taste of the higher taste, you want to do it again. You want to do it again and again.
Oh, you want to get more higher taste.
More higher taste.
Of course, yeah. So that's encouraging us to go further and further. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that is what it means to be intelligent here. It doesn't mean that, oh, you've got a BSc and an MBA and a PhD and everything.
No.
That's what intelligent means. Intelligent means that you don't want to suffer. That's intelligent. If you want to, if you accept that it's normal to suffer, that's just stupid. It's not normal. It's actually the normal condition of the soul is to be happy and to be blissful. It's not normal to be depressed and be in anxiety and be fearful. That's not normal. This is an unnatural environment for the soul to be in the material world, which is a place full of anxieties. So that's intelligent to make an effort to get free from the anxieties. And that's also mentioned that intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation, endeavoring indicates there has to be some activity. It's not going to be automatic that you're just going to float away into the spiritual world. It's not automatically that you're going to get liberated. Like a lot of sentimental people think that, right? Oh, when my grandma died and she went to heaven, and then my uncle died and he went to heaven. How is it that everyone thinks all their relatives are going to heaven? It's just like automatically everyone floats up to heaven.
But yeah, that's
like
why
that.
they don't want to say anyone. I didn't say anyone say, "Oh, my grandma went to the hell." No,
I know no one's
all they
going
go to heaven.
But actually, it's not like that. That it's just automatic. You actually have to make an endeavor. You have to do something. You know, you have to do some work. There's some work involved. And that's what bhakti yoga is, an activity. So yoga means bhakti means it's an activity. Bhakti yoga, so it's service. So you actually have to make some endeavor.
Endeavor and then Krishna's mercy as well.
Yeah, so that's half of it. As you know, we just passed through Kartik. So in Damodar month, you know, half of that rope was too short by 2 inches. Half
endeavor
of it is
and
Krishna's mercy, and the other half's Mother Yashoda's endeavor. So, you know, we have to do our best effort, and the best effort's not enough, so then Krishna's mercy will come and fulfill the remaining. But, yeah.
Krishna's mercy will only happen if you do best efforts.
Yeah, that's right. The mercy follows the effort. So, if we're intelligent, what should we do? We want to get free from birth and death. And how do we get free from birth and death? That's said here also. Take refuge in me in devotional service. So refuge means like take shelter. So we need to take shelter of Krishna. And how do we take shelter of Krishna? Is by doing devotional service. So if you do devotional service, you're hearing and chanting and remembering Krishna and doing different service for Krishna, then that means you've got the shelter. You're under God's shelter. How do you know if you're under God's shelter? If that person is doing devotional service. If they're doing devotional service. You know, so we should have great respect, you know, for anyone that is doing devotional service because they're actually under the shelter of Krishna. So we should be very careful. Like it reminds me of one pastime in Chaitanya Charitamrita where one great devotee of Krishna went to Jagannath Puri to see Jagannath and other things. And he went into the temple and his name was Pundarik Vijayanidhi, very exalted devotee. He went into the temple and he saw that the pujaris had offered starched cloth, unwashed cloth to the deity. They'd put unwashed cloth on the deity. Normally new cotton material, you should wash it, even though it's not dirty. I mean, it's like clean. It's
got a starch in there.
But yeah, it's stiff. It's got a lot of starch, so it's very stiff. So to make it softer and more nicer to wear, then they'll wash it the first time, wash it to get the starch out. Yeah. But he could see the cloth hadn't been washed. So he criticized them, whether it was in his mind only or whether he verbally criticized them, I'm not sure. But one way or another, he criticized them that you're like ignorant pujari, you didn't wash the cloth before putting on the Lord. And then he went to sleep sometime later, and in his sleep, Jagannath and Balaram came to him and were slapping him.
Oh.
They slapped him up. And why are you criticizing my pujari? Because he's doing service. So he's actually, anyone that's serving the Lord is taken as under the Lord's shelter. They're under the Lord's protection. So you be careful. Once someone's serving Krishna, they're under his protection, under his shelter. And then if you disrespect them in any way, then watch out, big slap. And when he woke up from his dream. He woke up from his dream and his cheeks were physically all red. So that was in his dream, that Jagannath Baladev came in his dream. But physically, when he woke up, his cheeks were all swollen. Like that. So there was another devotee came from South India, and he did one criticism of the Lord's devotees, and the Lord kicked him all the way back to South India. From Jagannath Puri to South India, as you know, is a long way. You flew there, so the Lord kicked the devotee all the way back to South India. Don't come here and insult my devotees. And he gave him the boot. So that's what it means. If you're serving the Lord, you're like those pandas, right? I mean, they have some faults, definitely, but still they're under the Lord's shelter. So we have to be very careful. Because they're under the Lord's protection. And like you said, sometimes they chew betel or tobacco or whatever. But still, they're under the Lord's shelter, protection.
I barely talk to that or understand him. My mouth is full. But I should not
it doesn't necessarily mean that someone under the Lord's shelter doesn't have any faults. They might have many faults. But the real point is that they're serving God.
They are under the shelter. We are not.
They're under shelter. Well, I mean, we might be serving the Lord also.
But on the
there should be mutual. There should be going both ways, mutual respect.
I heard that. Like, I don't know how true is that. And then the pandas are making the khichdi for Jagannath, and if he couldn't find any spoon, and he just stir from his datun. The one he's cleaning the teeth. Is that true?
Okay. I never heard that before. Okay.
I heard that. So he just stirred from there, and Jagannath accepted. But his bhava was intention was so pure, he couldn't find the wooden spoon, and the wooden that's what he got in his mouth, and he just stirred from there, and then give it that, and Jagannath accepted. And somebody told me, and I said, "Oh, okay." That it's Aptakan Prabhu. You know that he comes to farm. He bring that the stick, and then he said, "This is the stick that from Puri." And he put it on my head, that stick. He said, "This is a stick." They stir that khichdi with it. And they're cleaning the teeth same time.
That Jagannath stick, he's got on Jagannath brush.
So, I said, well.
And also, I mean, if the devotee does something wrong, then that person that's under the shelter protection of the Lord himself will rectify him. Like if the devotee has done something wrong, no need for us to do anything.
We're not here to correct them.
The Lord himself will make some arrangement. And if he genuinely has done something really bad or whatever, then the Lord might punish him directly in some way or another. No need for us to get involved. The Lord himself will arrange something like that. So if we're intelligent, we should want to get free from suffering naturally. And how to do that is by taking shelter of the Lord. And how to do that that's by devotional service. That's by devotional service. So devotional service is the process to get free from suffering permanently, a permanent solution to all suffering and bliss and happiness.
That's right.
And it's saying here they are actually Brahman. So actually Brahman means they're spiritual. So anyone that takes to devotional service, they're actually not to be seen as an ordinary material person anymore. They're actually Brahman. They're actually spiritual. They're actually spiritual. Just like the body of the guru, the body of the spiritual master, when you could say the body dies, they're not burnt. Their bodies aren't burnt like an ordinary body, because it's said that the body of the spiritual master is also spiritual because he's being fully engaged in devotional service. The body of the spiritual master is spiritual. That's why their body is put in a shrine, I call samadhi. Their body is put in the samadhi, in like a tomb, a shrine like that. Their body is packed in salt. Yeah, like Prabhupada's body was put in salt and Vrindavan there, his body is there. Because they're spiritual, they're Brahman. And this is the nature of a devotee mentioned here. They entirely know everything about transcendental activities. So a devotee shouldn't be ignorant about Krishna consciousness. So then that's why we're doing this, like on Thursdays and Saturdays, is we need knowledge. We should know about what is all the knowledge about Krishna, what is all the knowledge about devotional service. There's one verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita which gives like a definition of Krishna consciousness. What does it mean to be Krishna conscious? And this verse says, something like Bhakti Tattva, Prema Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Leela Tattva, Bhava Tattva. Yeah, no, it says here Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Prema Tattva, Leela Tattva. So it says Krishna consciousness means, and Tattva means the truth. So Krishna consciousness means to know the truth about Prema, which is love of God. So you got to know about what love of Godhead is. And you've got to know about Bhakti, devotional service, what that is. And Krishna, you've got to know the truth about who Krishna is. And you've got to know the truth about Leela. Leela means pastimes. You've got to know about the pastimes of Krishna. And then Rasa Tattva, that means you've got to know the truth about the relationships that you can have with Krishna. Like the rasas are Shantaras, neutrality. Then Dasyaras means servitude. Then
Vatsalyaras.
Yeah, Vatsalyaras, parent relationship. And then Sakyaras, like Arjuna, friendly relationship. And Madhurya Rasa, that's conjugal love, like Radharani and the gopis. So you have to know the truth about all the rasas, everything like that. So, and then Bhava Tattva, you need to know about the ecstasies, the different ecstasies. And, like there's Asta Sattvika Bhava, 8 kinds of ecstasies. So tears come out of the eyes sideways, your voice chokes up, and all the hairs on the body stand on end.
What happened there last year I went to Jagannath Puri, it was so crowded and there was some festival there. And it was the first week in November, and then I cannot see Jagannath because of the crowd pushing like that and that. I said, Jagannath, I came all the way, please show me. And there's the one guy, he just come like only inches from my face, and he says that Jai Jagannath, and exactly like Jagannath eyes, round, and exactly like that. And I just look at him and I get stunned. All my hairs are, and next minute I can't see him. Where is he?
Wow.
Yeah, I said, oh, he just right maybe an inch from my face. And
Wow.
like exactly the eyes like that and forehead. And I said, oh my God. And then
Aunty's saying she got goosebumps just hearing about that.
yeah, I got my hair stand up, all that. And
Yeah.
I said,
But actually, it said also that in Jagannath Puri, though many times some funny crowd will just come,
yeah,
and they are actually demigods.
are they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
It's
mentioned that they
it's
are
really
demigods, so you can't get angry with them and all that,
no,
because
no.
they are like,
I was so shocked, and like he just inches away from my face as a Jai Jagannath, like that. Eyes are exactly same as the deity at the Bhakti tree, and I just seen that, and next minute he just disappeared. And I
oh,
said, "Oh my God, I can't see because the Garab grab was very far and the people are pushing." And I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
"I don't really want to see that. I want to see that." I said, "Jagannath." First time I went there. Last year was the first time. Now
Oh,
I know how to get in there. But
yeah.
Jagannath make them to okay. Yes, I know you came, and the right on my face like that, and they disappear there. So it's
Yeah.
just like he's ocean of mercy. He can do anytime, anything. If your
Yeah.
bhav, your intention is true, he will
Yeah.
make them happen.
Yeah. So all these things together, that's what Krishna consciousness is. So Krishna mentions it here that an intelligent devotee should know everything about transcendental activities. So this is we shouldn't be ignorant. A devotee should not be ignorant. We need knowledge.
Yeah.
We need knowledge. And if we actually are active in doing devotional service, Krishna in our heart also will give us knowledge. So not only the knowledge comes from reading a book, what we're doing, but also if we're sincere in doing our service, even if it's washing the pots or cleaning the floor or making garlands, if we're sincere in our service, Krishna will enlighten us from within our hearts also. But one way or another, whether it's through hearing classes and reading books or through doing sincere service, one way or another, a devotee should not be ignorant. We should be we should know everything related to, Krishna and devotional service. Okay, so let's just
Read that.
Time's up, but do you have another couple minutes? We'll just read
I can read it. That's okay.
Yeah.
Birth, death, old age, and disease affected the material body, but not the spiritual body. There are no birth, death, old age, and disease for the spiritual body. So one who attains a spiritual body becomes one of the associate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and engages in eternal devotional service is really liberated. Aham Brahmasmi. I am spirit. It is said that one should understand that he is Brahman, spirit soul. This Brahman conception of the life is also in devotional service as described in this verse. The pure devotee are transcendentally situated in Brahman platform and they know everything about transcendental activities. Four kind of impious devotees who engage themselves
impure devotees.
impure devotees who engage themselves in transcendental services of the Lord achieves their respective goals. And by the grace of Supreme Lord, when they are fully Krishna conscious, they actually enjoy spiritual association with the Supreme Lord. But those who are worshippers of demigods never reach the Supreme Lord and his supreme planet. Even the less intelligent Brahman realized person cannot reach to the supreme planet of Krishna known as Goloka Vrindavan. Only person who perform activities in Krishna consciousness, Mam Asitra, are actually entitled to be called Brahman because they are actually endeavoring to reach Krishna planet. Such person has no misgivings about Krishna and thus they are factually Brahman. Those who are engaged in worship worship the form or acha of the Lord, or who are engaged in meditation in the Lord simply for liberation from material bondage, also know by the grace of the Lord the purports of Brahman, adibhuta, etc., as explained by Lord in the next chapter.
So I'll just say one thing. When it says 4 kinds of impure devotees in the second paragraph, that's referring to what we read previously in this chapter about the 4 kinds of pious persons who take who surrender to the Lord. And remember, that's those that are in distress, those that are searching for wealth, those that are inquisitive, and those that are searching for the truth.
Real truth.
So it's referring to those. So that they've got some material motivation, and once they get what they want, when they come to the Lord and they get what they want, then they will hopefully continue on and become fully Krishna conscious. And then
the second option is sometimes they leave. Yeah,
they may leave, but there is a chance, because for one reason or another, someone has come to God. It might not be a good reason, but some reason or other they come to God. So there's a good chance that they get attracted to God, because Krishna, right? Krishna means all attractive. So
because they got a taste.
You might come to Krishna for money, but when you actually spend more time with Krishna, you might not care about the money anymore. You might just love Krishna. So that's the idea, that even though your motivation wasn't very good, but you've come to the right place. You've come to come to Krishna, and then you might become, attracted to Krishna and definitely purified, because that's the thing too. Krishna is so pure, and you're impure, but you'll come close to Krishna, that then all your impurities get cleaned off, all the dirt gets cleaned off, and you become like Dhruva, right? Dhruva Maharaj had a material desire to get a big kingdom, but after doing bhakti under the guidance of Narada Muni,
I don't want a kingdom anymore.
I don't want it anymore. I don't want it. And Krishna said, well, I'm going to give it to you anyway. And then after you've enjoyed the kingdom, then you're going to come back to Godhead. And
it's like
there is a hope that those persons, even though in the beginning they were impure, but they'll become purified and then become pure devotees and go back to Godhead. Whereas, as mentioned here, but those that just worship demigods, they never can go back to Godhead. And those also that worship in the impersonal Brahman, they also have to come back. They don't get liberated either. Only those that take shelter of the Lord can get liberated like that.
Right.
You want to say anything else, Gulshan?
No, that's okay. All good. It's beautiful.
Well, it was nice to see you back again after returning from India.
Nice.